Hey guys, so before I start the video, do you want to see something hilarious? Check this out. That's what a great barber I am. I totally messed my hair up, but it looks okay if I'm just facing forward, but I just thought I'd share that with you. I'm now a Friar Jared. Always support your local barber shop, kids, because just this alone can be really difficult. Although they have thinning shears, and I recently bought some of those, so I'm going to start using those because I have a giant afro. But anyways, on with the review. CoCo, or CoCo if you want to be immature third grader like me. CoCo is a recent movie from Disney. It celebrates the Day of the Dead, which is a Latino culture. I don't exactly know all the origins of it. I would assume it's fairly old culture because it just seems very old, for lack of a better word, but very cool. I like the painted skulls. There's a place where I live in Houston, well, close to Houston, called Old Town Spring, and I remember visiting a shop. It had beautiful Day of the Dead, painted skulls and things like that, and it was really awesome. But okay, so on with the movie. I thought it was a really good movie. I'm not gonna lie. Now, do I think that it was like a 10 out of 10 movie? Maybe not. But still, I thought they did a nice representation, of Latino culture and what they believe and things like that. It's just, it's what you would expect from a Disney movie, Pixar movie. Animation is just superb. Pixar does it best when it comes to that. Pixar never disappoints. Like, I gotta kiss some serious Disney ass here. Well, at least in terms of Pixar animations, everything they drop from Pixar is, at least a 5 or a 6. I've never seen anything I would consider poor done by Pixar. I'm trying to think of like my least favorite Pixar movie. What would that be? Trying to think. It'd probably be something a little bit newer. I don't mean to sound like a hipster or anything, but let's see. I'm probably gonna get it mixed up with DreamWorks, but I'd probably have to say, fuck, I don't even know. I never saw this movie, so it's not fair for me to say this, but I will say, I think one of the least popular movies that came out from Pixar was The Good Dinosaur. I've never seen it, so I can't really comment on it, but for some reason that movie bombed. Like, it did not do well at all. I don't really know why. It looks like a cute movie. Kids love dinosaurs, but I guess it just, I don't know, maybe the plot or whatever was just kind of, mediocre. But I just want to say, though, that, like, the plot in this movie, even though it is rather simplistic, it works. It has to do with the Dawn of the Dead. The kid who's a musician, he finds this sacred guitar and ends up getting in trouble because his parents don't want him to play music. So, like, it does reflect on the movie. I don't really know, though. I guess there was just something about it that it was just kind of maybe missing. The characters were great. They were well done. Again, Pixar is amazing when it comes to creating different things and characters, but there was maybe just a little bit of something that was missing in that movie. Oh yeah, I will say, though, it reminded me of a great video game I once played called Grim Fandango. Some of you guys may be aware of that game. It's fairly popular if you're into PC, old school PC, like point and click. Beautiful game. They made an HD remake of it too. Just very beautiful game. But yeah, it is. I will say, that game I would consider much better than this movie. But still, I did enjoy this movie. I'm sorry. I apologize to you guys. I don't really know what it was. Like, sometimes I just subconsciously know, but I don't exactly. Something, though, was missing from the movie. It may come to me later on in this review, but yeah, anyways, I didn't recognize any voices in this movie, which I always, I always get kind of sad when that happens because I like to recognize, familiar voices, but I did not recognize anyone. Maybe there was someone that I'm aware of, but I just didn't recognize his voice. But yeah, anyways, though, yeah, the kid eventually finds the guitar, and there's a plot twist in the movie I won't give away, but it's a fairly interesting plot twist that, does add a little bit to the movie, and, adds a little bit of drama and stuff like that. It sucks, though, that throughout history, people who are very talented have been denied, their art, their craft for whatever reasons, not just religious reasons, but for other reasons too, political or what have you. Zach De La Rocha, this is actually kind of interesting because he's Latino as well. His father was crazy, and he would like burn paintings and stuff, and he actually he would lock De La Rocha in his room and told him that he couldn't play music. So that's kind of a relatable thing. And even though the band is very communist, and I'm not a fan of communism, I just have to say that Zach was a brilliant musician. I mean, he was very, very passionate. You could feel the passion in his music. And I do totally respect him for that. And I love how they encompassed, a lot of that groovy, funky kind of old school feel to it, which really, really, for some reason or another, added to it. Just a very energetic, beautiful band. They really were. I mean, I have to kiss some communist ass here. That was a really awesome band back in the day. I remember I went to Best Buy one time, and I just spent a shit ton of money. I can't believe I did this, but God, I must have spent over $300 just on music. This was back when I had money. I was highballing, working at Jack in the Box, the fast food restaurant, if you guys aren't familiar with it. But in the States, it's fairly popular, and I was working full-time, so decided to spend my hard-earned money on a bunch of shit from Best Buy. It sucks because they can't even really find music at Best Buy anymore, so I'm glad I actually did that, And but lo and behold, though, later on, I got like 40 CDs stolen, which really sucked. It was a huge blow to me. I still have never really fully recovered from that because music is a very sacred thing to me, and just to be completely raped, because I was an idiot, and I had my entire collection, which I know isn't much, but I'm a simple man, and I don't hoard like some people, so that was mostly my entire, I had a few at home that didn't have a case or booklet, that were older, that I didn't listen to as much, but yeah, it was mainly punk rock too. It's kind of funny because I am mostly a punk rock guy, and a lot of my punk rock stuff did not get stolen, so I guess I should be grateful for that, but oh man, that was such a heavy blow to me. They got stolen from my mom's car. I'm not exactly sure if it was, we were at this doctor's office in the ghetto, which, again, stupid me, I left it in there, going to that stupid doctor's office. Every time I went to the doctor's office, it just felt like something bad happened. I don't know, it's weird, man. Maybe like it was just, I don't know, like a bad karma or something, but so I know what it's like in some ways to be deprived of music, but I will say my parents were very supportive of me in my musical endeavors. If you look behind me, you can see a drum kit, a very old Tama Rockstar drum kit I got for my 15th birthday. Still have it to this day. If I can count right, 17 years old. 17-year-old drums, and I have a bass guitar on my bed. You can see that. I've had that for a long time too, over a decade. Bought it at Guitar Center. One of my first guitars I ever bought, so it is very special, and yeah, I'm glad to have it. But anyways, though, yeah, guys, if you haven't seen the movie, I would say it's not a must-see movie. It's not something that you have to see, but it's still a good movie. I mean, visually, I can't emphasize enough. Pixar is just a master. They're a wizard, of the pen. Even though I know you don't use pens in making Pixar animations, but they're so incredibly talented. It blows my mind. Fun fact for you guys, those of you who don't know, DreamWorks are actually ex-Disney employees, people who rebelled against Disney. They started their own company, named it DreamWorks. I don't exactly know why, but I would assume it probably had to do with, how much they were paid. Because, I mean, Disney is... if you look at the prices on stuff, they're not shy on their prices, and I don't think it would be wrong for me to say they're somewhat of a greedy company, and that is kind of sad because they're supposed to represent all that's good and wholesome and, stuff like that, but I can understand why they started their own company. But if I were to compare, though, to DreamWorks, to Pixar to DreamWorks, I would say that, I mean, even though Disney may be somewhat of a corrupt company, they still make better movies. But DreamWorks does have some bangers, though. Like, don't get me wrong, they got some really good movies. That's all I really got to say on CoCo, though. Just a really good movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's not a must-see, though. If I had to rate it, I'd probably give it a solid 7 out of 10. Like I said, it's something is missing. I haven't really been able to figure that out throughout the video, but it's just... it's a little bit hit or miss, but still a good movie. So, thanks guys. Peace.